Hello, folks. Um, I'm so glad that you're here to join me today. Actually, this is going to be the part two of why do people believe in God. If you haven't seen the first video, I suggest you go back and you see the first one and then watch this one because the ideals are going to kind of tie in together. Um, on this remix of the part two, we're going to be talking about why don't people believe in God, and this is a controversial topic, and I mentioned this one in the first video. Because religion, faith, whatever you want to call it, spirituality, um, is something that everyone has an opinion on. Even if you don't think you have an opinion on it at all, that's still an opinion. Because there's a reason behind why you do or why you don't. I've broken it down to about three reasons, and there are a multitude of reasons, and they probably vary by situation. But I've broken it down to three reasons why I believe that people don't believe in God. The first one is people have this image of the God that they want to serve. And it's kind of based, in my opinion, off of their own experiences of who they believe God is. If you grew up like me, I grew up in a Baptist church. Um, God is this kind being that you can come to with all of your problems, and if you just ask him, then he'll fix them for you. Maybe in I know that for women in the Muslim, because I have a couple of women that are my friends that are actually Muslim, and they kind of share some insight with how their religion goes. It's a lot more strict than kind of Christianity, and I'm not sure. I know a few things about Buddhism, and it's kind of the yin and the yang of things, how things go. If you're good in life, then you get a good reward. If you're bad in life, then you accept the consequences that come along with that. So religion kind of has this general basis of if you do good, then you'll be rewarded, and if you do bad, then there's some sort of a consequence, whether it's hell, whether it's you coming back as a roach, whether it's what. And by the way, roaches are terrible, terrible. My grandmother had roaches, roaches that had babies that had grandkids type roaches. Like, listen, when I went over there for the weekend, we had to have cotton in our ears when we went to sleep. I was like, are you saying that the roaches are gonna crawl on? You're saying this, right? By giving me this cotton, you're saying that the roaches are gonna crawl on me, and you just don't want them to go on my ear. What about these areas and other places that might be open? I'm just saying. You just gonna put me in an environment where roaches are gonna crawl on me. You just don't want them to go on my ear. What happens when they go on my ear? That's another video for another time. Going back. Now, going back to the first reason why I believe that people don't believe in God, is because whatever image they have, or this picture that they paint of God, if he proves through their experiences not to measure up to that image, well, then people will feel like, what's the point of believing in God if he's not who everyone says he is? Let me give you an example. Going back to me growing up in the Baptist church, you know, they just kind of told us as children. Of course, you learn there's more to the story as you become an adult, but as children, they kind of say, just ask God for whatever you want, and he'll give it to you. So me as a child, I took that and ran with it. What? There's a source I can go to just ask for what I want, and they just gonna give it to me? That's it? That's all I gotta do? Oh, I went home and I prayed for that bike. Oh, I said, please, 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 God, let me get that red bike with the little horn on it, and it's all sparkly because red is my favorite color. It was red and black. I seen it at Walmart. I wanted it so bad. I prayed for it. I prayed for it. I prayed for it. I can't remember if it was for my birthday or if it was for Christmas. What I do remember is that I did not get it. And that was my first experience of praying and asking for something. And I said it in Jesus' name and didn't receive it. So if I had stuck to that mind frame and let that affect me the next time I ask for something. And granted, the next time I ask for something, even though I asked for it with hope in my heart, there was a new form of doubt there. That, the last time I asked for something, I didn't get it, so I'm going to try it again. And we try to be persistent in the things that we believe. But if you keep bumping your head at something and it's not formulating the type of results that you want or that you feel like you was promised, then eventually you're going to stop, or it's going to change the way that you do it. And people, we all have this in common. We're all looking for some form of security. We need to know that something is there and it will always be there. We love tangible things, something that we can see. We look at it and we know that that is what it is. This is my hand. It's not a cow. It's not a rat. It's not a pencil. It is a hand. I'm looking at it. It's a hand. I know it's true because I'm looking at my hand and I'm saying that's a hand. That's what we know it by. It's universal as a hand. No matter what language you speak, it's a hand. It's tangible. I see it. That's my hand. With God, you can't see him. That's why so many people have different ideas on what and who God is. Because there is no tangibleness of God. So you have to form your own ideal about it. Next reason. People don't like to be controlled. It's in us. That's why slavery didn't last long. Well, actually it lasted long, but it didn't last indefinitely. Because you can't keep a people down. We have something in us, in our human mechanism, that causes us to fight to be free. That's why everybody wants one thing: money. Money. Because money buys freedom. But you can't have money without freedom. Think about that. Anyway, it's another video for another time. Man, I should be writing this down. I need like a personal assistant or something. Let me know if you're available. But anyway, people don't like to be controlled. So if they feel like God is controlling the universe and da 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 da, they like to know that they're up to they make their own decisions. Like, I control me. I decide if I go left or if I go right. I lift my hand and I put it back down. I did that. Me, I did it. The sense of an inner being, that I am in control of my future. I had everything to do with my past, and I am controlling my present right now. It's another reason. Which brings me to my third reason. If God is real, why does all this bad stuff keep happening? And every time that I've talked to friends, because I have a lot of friends that we have a lot of discussions about religions with, because in my circle of friends, I would say I am not the most religious person, but I'm probably the most religious or spiritual or whatever you want to call it. You ain't got to say religious, but I have the most insight when it comes to thinking about God and applying him to my lifestyle and things like that in my circle of friends. So, the number one reason that they always give me when I ask them why they question their faith or why they don't feel like God is real is because of that one statement. If God is real and he's this great big being and he loves us so much, why does he allow things to happen? Like horrific things like massacres and children born with deficiencies and cancer and diabetes and I personally have diabetes, and I've wondered why I had that experience or why I have that experience. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. I understand that point, and this is what I tell them. God gives his one gift to man, from my understanding, is free will, which means that he cannot interfere with the cosmos of how things may happen to an extent without you asking for his help, because he gave you the option of choosing him or not. So here's an example. There's an intersection. There's a young guy, who's been drinking all night, partying with his friends, carelessly, not caring about his actions, his consequences, nothing like that. And he sees a light, and because there's seemingly nobody around, he decides to run that light. There's a lady who just got off of her third job, went to go and pick up her baby, who's 3 years old. And she's so tired because she's been working 3 jobs that day. And she picked up her baby late from the babysitter. They both meet at this intersection. And she has the right of way, green light, and she drives. He doesn't. He had a yellow light back here. Now he has a red light as he's approaching. But he decides to run it because seemingly there's nobody around. Of course they crash. Of course it's unfair that the baby that never had a chance to see a 4th birthday, let alone a 30th anniversary with the man of her dreams, a woman of her dreams, whatever she would have preferred, never had a chance to go on a first date, never had a chance to graduate high school, never had a chance to make a mother proud. And the woman is paralyzed from the neck down. And all she's living to do is remember what she's lost. And the guy that impacted their lives both, and everybody else around them both, tremendously, walked away without a scratch. Is that fair? No. But because he chose to make that decision, it impacted their lives. Think about this. If God stopped every bad thing from happening, then it would also stop everything else that rippled because of that. Now, I know you asked, what good could have come out of a woman and a child going through such a devastating event? Of course, he goes to jail for manslaughter or something by a vehicle, whatever the technical term is by law. Of course he does. But his younger brother, that had started following in his footsteps, saw what could happen to him. What could happen to him if he continued to follow in his brother's drinking habits, partying habits. Because it all seems cool on surface. No harm, because of course he's sorry. It's no way you can't be sorry unless you're unhuman. But being sorry is not enough sometimes. Oftentimes. You can apologize a million times a day. It's not going to bring that lady's daughter back or give her back the feeling in her body. But what did happen is that younger brother grew up to be somebody. Grew up to stand in front of audiences and tell about his brother that's still serving life in jail, to prevent other people that could have made the same mistake and killed more innocent bystanders by going to the AA meetings and preaching and telling these people, think before you drive. Because in the best scenario, if at the end result, if someone dies, it's still the worst thing. bringing back to my point. If God is real, then why do bad things keep happening? We're accountable for our decisions. We can't blame the things that go on in life on God. If I lie to you, then I'm a liar. If I cheat on you, then I'm a cheater. If I steal from you, then I'm a thief. Whether someone has stolen from me before, whether someone has cheated on me before, whether someone has lied to me before, I did the action. I did it. Me. I chose to lie. I chose to cheat. I chose to steal. My choice. So I should be held accountable for my actions. Just like if I decide to change, it's my choice to change. And what God does give people is the ideal of redemption, of change, of being better than where you're at, regardless of your circumstances. That's powerful. And we need that. Because often in us, it's a hunger to change. We just don't know how. So, friends, really search inside yourself. And really question deeper than the surface behind things that you see. Ask why to everything, because there's a reason for everything. Thinking is my full-time job. I do nothing but think all day about things you would never even probably think about. I think about why God decided to make grass green instead of blue. I think about why he gave us 10 fingers and 10 toes instead of 3. We can still manage if we learn how to cooperate. Might have some things, well, maybe we need 5. Well, he picked the perfect number. That's all I'm saying. I hope that you found this video entertaining, inspirational, however you took it. I hope it was a positive thing, because we need more positively in this world more than anything. And God, if nothing else, provides that for me. And that's why I believe in him. Because it's a positive source of energy that I can resort back to when this world beats me down. That's important. And wherever you get that from, you hold on to it. If it's a consistency of a positive resource for you, you keep it. Read the blog, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Click that link below. It'll change your life. You'll see why after you click that link below. ClaimYourWealthWithTerry.com. Till next time, folks.